Recently, my coworker 24F told her husband that I, 21FTM, was the father of her newborn child. Husband wants to contest paternity. Worried about doing a paternity test because it will show I have XX chromosomes. Any legal suggestions to prevent that being revealed in court? I don't want to out myself as trans to either of them because I live in a very conservative area and I'm afraid a backlash from my workplace, community against me and my kid. I've tried to talk to the coworker, but she isn't backing down at all, and has started telling people at work, so now other coworkers are getting on my back about taking responsibility for a kid I literally have nothing to do with. It's gotten to the point where if I had the means to quit my job and move to another town I would do so. I've already tried to tell the husband that I'm infertile, but since I already have a kid he didn't believe me. I've considered pushing for a legal paternity test as well just to make this all die down, but I know that a DNA test will show that I have XX chromosomes and again, am worried about being outed as trans. Is there any other way to resolve this legally, or does anyone know a way that I can prove I'm not the father without outing myself? I logged off of Reddit hours ago and came back to find this thread locked, so I can't answer any comments directly. Thank you so much to the people who offered legitimate advice. I realize that I sort of panicked when the idea of a paternity test was brought up and immediately assumed I would also have to take one. Dumb. To be clear, I have never had sex with this coworker. I have never flirted with this coworker. I have never interacted with her outside of work until this whole mess happened. Your coworker spreading the rumor around your workplace that you fathered her child, that you had sex with her, as workplace sexual harassment. Your coworkers treating you differently on the basis of your alleged sexual relationship with someone is also workplace sexual harassment. It would be workplace sexual harassment even if it were true. Report it to HR or your manager, in writing, and start the process of dealing with that. If your employer does not shut it down, talk to a civil rights lawyer in your area about next steps against the employer. You have no obligation to participate in this farce. Her husband can undergo a paternity test himself to determine if he is or is not the child's father. That doesn't need to involve you. The only time you would need to be involved is if the mother or social services on the child's behalf are pursuing child support from you, not if someone else wants to avoid parental responsibility. If you are compelled to undergo a paternity test, talk to a lawyer about your options to minimize what is disclosed to the mother and what is included in the record of the paternity suit. It may be possible to limit disclosure to simply "is not the father." Your chromosomal makeup more generally, including the disposition of your sex chromosomes, isn't actually relevant to that question. You don't have to participate here unless a court orders you to. Your coworker's husband can establish his own paternity without your participation. It seems unlikely this woman would seek an order for you to undergo paternity testing. She already knows you're not the father. If she does, you may want to consult an attorney. It may be possible to limit what is returned to her in some way as an up or down without details. Does anyone know a way that I can prove I'm not the father without outing myself? Say I'm not the father. If the husband wants to contest paternity, then he's the one who takes the DNA test. Also report her to HR for harassment and slander. Is that the right one for spreading malicious lies about you? Elephant in the room that no one in addressing. Did you have sex, sexual contact, or a relationship with this coworker? Is there reason to believe that she could honestly believe you could be the father? I'm guessing this is a troll post, but in case not, I have questions. DNA paternity testing, looking at chromosomes. When we are testing for paternity, we are only looking at a specific regions of the genome unique to each individual based on variable, i.e. junk regions of the DNA, aka signs and lines. If the only thing we looked for was chromosomes, that wouldn't be helpful in finding out who the father is. At this point I would consider this workplace harassment. AMD deal with it that way. This could fall under sexual harassment as she is accusing you of having slept with her and fathered her child. If you feel the need to prove to your hour that the kid can't be yours, just have the doctor certify you are unable to father children. Go to your HR and lodge a formal complaint of harassment against this person. Sounds like you need to go to our. As others have said, the husband can establish paternity without you. The problem might occur if he is not the father because she cheated with someone else. Any idea why she would point the finger at you as the father? She has to know that even if you could father a child, that a paternity test would show that you are not the father. It would be interesting to see if she actually goes that far. Sorry that you're having to deal with this. Her husband can do the test. You don't have to. Just deny until you're blue in the face. Good luck.